ever played basketball? Fourth grade, I was on a basketball team. I don't remember our name, but we had a coach, and we learned all the fundamentals. We knew how to dribble, but we learned how to play this team, the game, the sport. And so when we stopped dribbling, he would yell at us. He'd stomp his foot. That was a weak stomp, but he would stomp his foot. He'd yell, "Peter, use your pivot foot." Coach, what's a pivot foot? So I learned quickly what a pivot foot was, because I wasn't the best dribbler, and I would get stopped, or a defender would step up on my way, and I'd pick up the ball, or I'd look for my mom in the crowd. Where's she at? And I'd pick the ball up. And when you pick the ball up, you've got 4 choices on what you want to do, and you can pivot. The idea of your pivot foot is it gives you all these opportunities to do things. And so when you stop, you have the pivot, and you can have 4 options. You can shoot, you can pass, you can call timeout, or you can throw the ball off of someone's leg and make it go out of bounds, and you get the ball back. And that's what I'm going to talk to you today about, because we have been stopped by a massive defender called COVID-19, and we've been stopped by this virus, and our world has been changed and shaken, and we're not doing what we used to be doing, and we've got to figure out how we're going to advance. You see, life, nobody wants to lose at life. So I want to challenge you today with these 4 things in our life that I believe if we kind of evaluate, that maybe it might help us get over that hump and to experience something new. So in your life, what does it mean to shoot the ball? In basketball, if you're going to win the game, what do you got to do? Shoot the ball. You got to score some points. And that's the immediate win. You see, you shoot a 2-pointer, you get 2 points. You see it on the scoreboard right away. So the immediate wins in your life, what are they? For me, in my life as a student pastor, those immediate wins right now with COVID, man, it might be a phone call, it might be a text, it might be a drive-by, honking at someone, yelling, "Hey, we love you!" Whatever it might be, it's that immediate satisfaction that you can see something great that's happened. What is it in your life that you can see the immediate win? What do you need to do? What do you need to shoot at right now? The second thing that we can do so often is we can pass the ball away and give someone else the chance to win. You see, when we pass the ball away, we empower other people to do things. We empower them. We take responsibility off of me and I give it to him. We delegate. For me personally in student ministry, I get to have the opportunity to empower other leaders and to give them creative opportunity to lead and to guide. And at home, maybe your delegation is letting go of your strict craziness on the yard and give it to your 14-year-old son with a $20 bill and say, "All right, dude, here's some responsibility." It might be teaching them to cook and prep a whole meal for the family. What responsibilities can you give away so in turn you could learn something new? The third thing that you could do is you could call a timeout. Huddle up. The purpose of a timeout is, man, we're getting whooped. We got to get on. We need some breath. We need some water. We get a timeout. We get on the bench. We refresh. We regroup. We get back to each other. We get to receive information from the coach so we can learn what the other team's doing or what we need to be doing right. And so we call that timeout. That's when we evaluate and we strategize. So maybe you need to call a timeout in your life. Just sit down, turn off the TV, put on the headphones with the music, whatever it might be, and evaluate your life. Where am I at? Where do I need to be? Look at yourself in the mirror. It's like, man, am I okay with this? Whatever it might be, you evaluate, and then you get back into the game with something planning to do. Do you need to sit down and read the book? Maybe you need to watch some video logs and learn a new trade. Maybe you need to you call the timeout and you just totally learn something new, and you get on you turn the page. And then the third thing you can do is you can bounce the ball. You can bounce the ball off a defender and get the ball back and have a chance to totally hit a new reset button. You see, you get to evaluate what's working or not working for you. So for me in my ministry there's sometimes I just want to hit the Staples easy button and have it completely reset, but it's tough. You see, we've been 10 weeks in, so 10 weeks without doing any ministry, man, how easy would it be for me to totally hit the reset button with the plan and create something totally new? You see, so often in our health, what's not working, man, I hit that reset button. I didn't have time before, but now I've got all this time to make time. What are you doing? Are you making more time for Netflix? Or are you getting a new pair of running shoes you ordered from Amazon and you're putting them to the ground? What are you doing? Maybe it's in your work, maybe it's in your personal ministry, some things that you need to do to bounce the ball off and to get a complete reset. For me, I told you I'm working on my passing game. For me, if I hit a reset button and I haven't talked to my team during that timeout and I haven't passed the ball away, what good is it? I won't have them on the same page. So there's some work that has to be done to be able to get to that point of reset. You see, during this whole COVID time period, however this season lasts, we can't say we're in the middle of it. We can't say at the end of it. We don't know. But the question is what am I going to do? Do I want to be the same at the end of this thing as I was going into it? No, I don't. So there's some verses of encouragement from the Bible that I want to give you. And the first one is from Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. And it says this, it says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him and he will make your paths straight. We got to trust that God's in control of this. And we've got to lean on him, not try to figure it out on our own or what CNN or Fox News or whoever it is that we listen to. Trust in the Lord. The second verse is out of Proverbs as well. It's chapter 16, verse 3. And it says, commit your ways, commit whatever you do to the Lord, and he will establish your plans. Don't get caught up. Commit everything you do when you wake up in the morning. Say, Lord, today is your day. I want it to be used for your glory. And then work towards that. And then the third verse I want to share you is from the New Testament, Philippians chapter 1, verse 6. It says, be confident of this, that he who began a good work in you will be faithful. He'll be faithful to complete it on the day of Christ Jesus. You see, if you're watching this, chances are you're a Christian. Chances are you've experienced time in church. And you know that God has a plan for you. Don't forget that. Don't get so caught up on all this stuff, the problems that we see, that you forget that he began a work in you. That moment that you said, Jesus, I want to follow you with my life, is the moment he began the good work in you. Let him keep working that out in your life by you submitting to him. If you want to know more about that, man, call me up, make a comment here. I would love to talk to you more about what it means to continue and daily submit your life to Jesus. Are we perfect at it? No. Do we mess up? Yes. But yeah, the goal is to win. The goal is to win the game. The goal is to do your best. The goal among our goals is succeeding, is always among our goals. So to succeed, sometimes you got to shoot it right now. You got to do something right now. Sometimes you got to pass it. Sometimes you got to call a timeout and get regroup. And sometimes you need a complete reset. Find your pivot foot. Know which way to go. And look for your options. Don't get so focused and caught up on ourselves that you don't look outside. And don't just sit there and stand there and hold the ball, because the ref is going to blow the whistle and you're going to have to give it away.